Hello and welcome to all people watching the stream today on what is quite a damn day here in Melbourne at TFTR for the RCRA EP On-Road Nationals. Now, we are still hoping to have some racing towards today. Nonetheless, we're going to have a bit of a track walk or pit walk with Tony shortly. Before we do that, though, we'd like to say a massive thank you to all the sponsors for the event. So we'll quickly run through those with you. Major sponsors for the event would be Hobbies Direct, KWR Engineering, Hobbywing, RC Maker. Along with those, we got Source Central, Plague Bearings, Kennards Doncaster, McLaren, Borrell, and Campbelltown Hobbies. With that, we also have our class sponsors for this weekend as well. For juniors, we have the J-Specs, the J-Spec Juniors we've been calling them. 21.5 is supported by Psychology Services New South Wales. 13.5 is Speedy RC. Our modified is Smokem. 12 scale stock, Factory Pro. 12 scale modified with Berserk. And TCR was KWR Engineering. So, like we said, it is quite a damp start to the morning. We are hopeful, at least, of having some racing later today. If we do get into racing, the full focus will be put into AAA mains for those drivers and potentially or hopefully a single main for all other drivers. This is all highly weather dependent, though, so we'll keep an eye out, and we should have a walk around the pits with Tony quite shortly. Enjoy, guys.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Templestowe on a rainy day. As you can tell, we've got a delay to proceedings. The delegates have met earlier this morning. The approach is going to be to wait till around 12 o'clock. That's kind of the cut-off time. Talking to the local committee here, they need about an hour and a half of dry conditions to get the track dry. They've got a couple of super soppers, some blowers, and also some jet blowers as well. We're going to move inside, see if we can have a chat to a few drivers. Now there's Tim Bounty. Tim, that's a great umbrella you found there. What's this weather going to do, mate?
Oh, it's probably going to be like this most of the day, so it's not looking great. Yeah.
We heard earlier that the club's pretty prepared for wet weather conditions. You guys deal with that a lot at a club level, so you've got super stoppers and things. Takes about an hour and a half to get the track dry if the rain stops, is that right?
Yeah, roughly around that time. So we've got the foam roller, which gets all the standing water off, and then it dries pretty quickly after that. We've also got towels that you stamp down to get a bit of excess, but yeah, it's usually about an hour or so.
Yeah. Oh, fingers crossed this little cell passes through and we can get on track.
Yep, cheers, thank you.
Right. So we're going to move on into the tent. So quite a few drivers have made the venture out here. They're being optimistic that we're going to get some racing happening. So I thought we'd fill the time. We'll go around here. We'll have a chat with Alex. Alex, good morning. You got a couple of minutes. Welcome to lovely Australian Melbourne weather. This is normally what Melbourne's like. You were treated to a special conditions the last few days. How did you sleep last night?
All right, slept okay.
TQ wrapped up at the moment for 12 scale. Got to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if no racing happens today, I guess I will win the race, which is nice. Of course, I would have enjoyed the drive finals like everybody else, but the weather is something we cannot affect, so just have to accept it.
Let's go around this way a little bit. Want to just go back to the beginning of your RC journey. Can you give us a bit of history on how you got started, how old you were, and how did you discover RC?
I started when I was 9. I borrowed a car from my cousin and I was driving it up and down the street. And I didn't know at the time that you could do racing. We went to the local hobby store and they introduced us to RC racing. And at the time there was a carpet track in my hometown, which we went to. And we rented a car there, we drove it for a little bit and we got really excited about it. It was me and my brother and my father at the time. Now it's just me. My father sometimes comes as well, but yeah, that's how it started. I was 9 years old.
What classes or cars, what chassis are we talking about back then?
So I started with touring cars on carpet. I also did a bit of off-road on carpet with foam tires, which was big.
Foam tires?
Yeah, it was big in Europe at the time. That's how I started. I was basically only running on carpet the first 5 years of my career. So I only started racing outdoors a few years later.
At what point did it start getting a bit more serious? Obviously, there must have been some good results at the club level. Started traveling to bigger events.
So we raced mostly locally and nationally the first 5 years. Then when I started to get some good results, we started to travel outside of the country for racing. Eventually got some good results, got sponsored by X-Ray already at the time when I was 15. And I've been with X-Ray ever since. So
how long has that been then? You going to give away your age?
So I'm 35. I started when I was 9. I got sponsored by X-Ray when I was 15. So yeah, it's more than 20 years.
It's amazing. And what's the life of a pro driver? Everyone here is privateer, doing RC as a hobby and a passion. Obviously, you've got to have a passion to do it for your career. But yeah, talk us through the life of a pro RC driver.
So obviously, I'm very fortunate to be able to work with my passion, which I love racing. I still love going to races, competing, meet people from all around the world. But there's another side to it as well. Like there's a lot of work behind. I do a lot of office work for X-Ray as well. A lot of research and development, customer support, a lot of work outside of the racetrack, which that's of course tiring and time-consuming. But going to a race, yeah, it's the best part of the job.
And then you get to the race and you get media people like us coming in and asking you thousands of questions as well.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, this kind of coverage is important to try and grow the sport, to try and keep the interest level high, and it's definitely what we need.
So the end of Friday, I think it was, the little Q&A session that X-Ray put together, is that a common thing that you try and do at the events you go to?
Yeah, we've been trying to do that. In years past, we often did like a workshop sort of thing, which was more formal. Lately, we've been trying to do a more relaxed approach. So we meet, let's say, in a group, and anybody can speak up, and we can talk about things in a more relaxed manner. I think it works really well. A lot of drivers are hesitant to come and talk to us during the day because it gets so busy. So to do that in a more calm environment at the end of the day when racing's finished, I think that's really helpful for a lot of drivers.
And then just looking ahead, I want to ask you about the modified class. There's a lot of commentary on the sidelines about the speed of that class. What's your take, your opinion?
Modified is very fast, obviously, and the electronics now are so good that the cars are basically always overpowered. Which the limitation of the car is now more the tire, the grip of the car, rather than the electronics. I think Modify is great for bigger tracks. For smaller tracks, it's too difficult for most people, I would say. But this is already a pretty decent track size, and I think Modified is pretty good for this kind of track size.
Just a comment on the future of RC. We saw a nice moment you posted with young Max getting his first X-ray. I saw him with his shirt, and you signed that for him. That's memories that you've made for him that are going to last a lifetime. So yeah, what do you think of the future of RC and the next generation? Got to get him off the screens and into RC, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think about this all the time, that the young generation today, they're so tempted by the digital entertainment, right? The phones, the computer games, all these sort of things, which that's nice in a way, but it's not a very social way of growing up. Like, you spend a lot of time in front of a screen. If you do RC racing, you get to go out, you get to meet people, but not only people from your age, but people of all ages. So you learn social skills, you learn how to work on stuff. Young people today don't really know how to fix stuff, right? They don't know how to work on stuff. And if you do RC, you're forced to become technical. Like, you need to work on your stuff. So you can learn a lot of things from that. Traveling, competition, so much more that you can get from RC that you cannot get from esports or something like that.
Absolutely, really good points. And just want to give you a chance to say any thank yous or shout outs to the people who have brought you here, or your sponsors and things like that. So yeah, give a few thank yous.
Yeah, of course, I want to thank all my sponsors that make it possible for me to do this job and to live my dream. And I want to thank the Templestowe Club for initially inviting me to this event. Team X-Ray Australia, Michael Stone for all the hospitality. Those were the most important people for making this trip happen.
We really appreciate you coming. Great to have you back, and we hope to see you here again soon.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for the great coverage, and I hope to see you guys soon.
All right, Alexander Hagberg, everyone, a legend of RC, and he's been here enjoying the weekend. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right, well, I'll jump over, have a chat with someone. It's starting to fill up. More people are getting out of bed and braving the conditions to come and suss out the track. I'm going to jump in here with the random racer. Don't run away from me. Can you say good day? Introduce yourself to everyone.
G'day, I'm Jack.
How are you enjoying the weekend?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was fun. Rain obviously doesn't help, but
What do you think the weather's going to do?
I think it's going to keep raining. So, yeah, can't really do much about that.
All right, thanks for that. You caught my eye and tried to run away. So don't do that in front of a camera. We'll always come for you. Who else is down here? Sorry, over here. Who want to have a chat with? Logan's running away too. The kids are running away. Phil, I want to grab you for a second. I haven't caught up with Phil Merrick. How are you enjoying the weekend?
It's been good. Had a lot of fun. Super close competitive racing. Which way do you want me to look? Look, it's been really good. Obviously disappointing today, but thoroughly enjoyed it. Good experiment out with the new car, trying out the SP1.
So are you running the Ryan Maker car?
Yeah, so doing a bit of exploration. This is the first time I've run the car, so a lot of learning to do. Nothing's broken, so that's a win, I think, for me. So happy to be leaving in one piece.
Just tell us a little bit of the tech stuff you do off the track, right? You love tinkering and doing stuff. We were just talking to Alex, who mentioned how RC's very technical. You learn to solve things and pull things apart. And we're talking about getting kids into RC as opposed to esports or video games. You take tech stuff to a new level with what you build. So tell us some of the projects you've been working on.
Got a couple of little projects on the go at the moment. Building a data logger module that will work independently of any speedy or motor or anything else. It'll capture acceleration in 3 axes, your battery voltage at 150 times a second. So you can watch your throttle input, your battery voltage drop, your acceleration around a corner in relation to your steering input. So hopefully in the next couple of months I'll have that all sorted.
So that's going to take RC to a whole new level, right? That's one thing that other full-size motorsports have access to, but RC, we don't have that kind of data.
Oh, look, it's all for a bit of fun. I mean, that's what we're here for, and that gives me a bit of joy to actually see that stuff come to life.
And if you haven't caught it, some of the other little things you've done, you made the little rear lights for the F1 cars. You're working on a pit stop system as well. All sorts of stuff in your crazy mind.
So there's roughly 300 to 400 of the F1 lights that have gone around the world. Europe, North America, so that's pretty exciting. A couple of guys do custom orders, which is always fun. The stop-go system, a little bit of a work in progress, trying to get it to work with all different lighting conditions. So that's the harder part, but it's good fun. Brings that extra little bit of interest and excitement to the hobby, which is always fun.
You watching the F1 this weekend in Las Vegas?
I watched qualifying last night. Pretty exciting. Some interesting car repair work that needs to go on today for the Williams guys, but it should be fun to watch tonight, I hope.
If anyone wants more information, where can they go? Give a shout out to your Facebook page.
Got a Facebook page, Fat Dad Racing. It's not hugely active. Got any questions, got any ideas, let me know.
Well, thanks, Phil. Thanks for coming as always. You get around and support all the events. So, love you being here.
Okay, thanks, Tony. See you next time.
Cheers. All right, Logan's down. I'm not going to pick on you, Logan. Actually, no, I won't. Just tricked you. Tom's running away. Gosh, everyone's scared. Who else can we have a chat with that we haven't caught up with this weekend? Jump in here with someone else on. Jump in here, mate. Just.
Well, let me put a hat on.
Oh, you put a hat on? Okay, hair, makeup, hang on. Oh, there we go. I recognise you now.
Yeah.
Mate, just introduce yourself for everyone watching. We're just doing a live walkabout, just feeling a bit of time.
How you going? Robbie Story. I'm racing 21.5. Ended up P3, which is pretty awesome. So.
Yeah, we caught up with you after one of the runs. You had a good run. Yeah. The weekend, what is RC for you? Is it a hobby, a bit of fun, or is it pretty competitive once you get here?
Oh, it's anything the Red Mist descends and everything becomes competitive, right? I think it was started out. I used to race back in like the early noughties, back when the first X-Ray came out, and earlier this year I just picked up my old car again in February and started going again. So I'm relatively new in the new sphere, but it's a great social scene, really competitive, and it's something to really lick your lips and get into on the weekend. So
yeah, it's our scale motorsport, right? It's so technical and just the feeling you get on the stand. Just describe, I guess the physical adrenaline rush that you get. It's just like full motorsport, but you're not actually in the vehicle. It's
unbelievable. I've done a bit of full-scale racing as well, and I think it's excellent because you can really control what's going on. You have a good perception. In RC, all you can do is react, to what you see. And honestly, when you have the commentator in your ear, like, oh, he's up to P2, he's on a flyer, the nerves really hit home. And I think the cars are so sensitive, you really feel it, and it really gets to you. I think this weekend it's been super competitive, and it's just another, toy car race, but the stakes are higher, so it just brings it home even more.
Yeah, these are our Australian Championships. It's the biggest event we have for this scale of racing.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and you've got to respect the event. I think the club here at TFDR has done a great job. The vibe's been really cool. They have a massive tent. Thankfully, it's a little bit cooler today, probably a little bit wetter than we'd all like, but that's life, unfortunately.
I just want to get a shot. If you can slide the car over, spin your body around. The preparation effort that people go to, to prepare their car and their pits, right? So you've got a colour scheme. You've got something going on, the body's matching the setup board. So a lot of races have a nice piece of acrylic or timber board. They want to set the cars level and do all the droop and ride height and things like that. How much is presentation? I think it was Peter Brock who said you've got to look fast and present the cars. He totally changed, his racing. So we see the same thing in RC.
You've got to look quick to go quick, I think, 100%. If you put the effort into the presentation, it also flows through to all the details. The cars are super sensitive to every little adjustment. Almost you can't believe it. I've got shims down to 0.25 millimetres, and I think if you apply that level of precision to everything you do, it sort of certainly pays off tenfold. Yeah.
So, 10 hundredths is a tenth.
That's exactly right. And I think when you see the really fast guys, like having Alex here this weekend, he's really shown what consistency really looks like and probably something to what you can aspire to and get there. Yeah.
Take the body off again. I just want to get a quick shot of the transponder. So for people who aren't familiar, there is full computer timing. So when we're talking about tenths and hundredths of a second, this little red box here is the transponder. It runs off the power from the battery. And every time the car goes over the transponder coil, the computer counts the lap times, and that's how we know who's fast and who's not.
Yeah, that's it. You look at the results on Live RC straight away. You get your fastest time, top 2, top 3. Then you can look at your consistency over the run. And really, when we spoke earlier in the week, it was the top 2, top 3 laps. It was really premium, and now it's just banging home that consistency. So in the high 90s, and you're getting jobs done. Yeah.
Let's get back to it. Do you think we're going to get out there?
Optimistically, I'd like to hope so, but also I'm in a pretty good spot. So
that's the trouble. Depending who you talk to, where they're sitting at the moment, you want to get out or you want to call it on
I
qualifying.
can only go backwards from here. So
Awesome, mate. Thanks for the chat. Who else? I'm going to have to jump in again with Scott. Scott, the most camera-shy person here this weekend. You've been video bombing every chat we've got. Got the umbrella out today. What are we doing? You're not set up. You're all packed up. You've made a decision. The day's done.
Go and have a run around the track with me umbrella, courtesy of my mum. Hi, mum. Again. It's very disappointing, isn't it? Like Melbourne weather, you just don't know.
We feel like obviously a bit of time with the delay. Let's go for your RC journey, your story. Let's take us back. How did you find RC? How old were you? And
I started back when I was like 50 now. You wouldn't think so. I'm pretty handsome.
Not the way you behave. You behave like an 18-year-old.
Never grow up, guys. Never grow up. Have fun. I started when I was probably 14 at the local off-road track in Bendigo. It was an old school just track. People had Tamiyas and just nasty old early cars. So I started there with a frog, melted the transmission out of that, and then got a hot shot. All that thing did was just donuts around the track, so it was always a bit of fun. And then I got a lossy two-wheel drive, JRX2, and then, got the bug, and then got a four-wheel drive Optima, chain drive, just to rattle its head off. And then I found out what girls were all about, and that was the end of RC. That went to the wayside. And then I got back into it in 2010. Had a bit of a marriage breakup and needed something to do, and one of my mates, Gary Logan, was doing some on-road. He said, come and have a crack. I'm like, and that's when brushless was all coming in. Had a drive of his car and went, this is mad, these lipos and stuff. So bought a TC5 and got into the on-road, and then got into off-road as well with short course with the associated cars. Had a blast with that. Yeah, I was the man to beat in short course around here in Victoria. I loved it. Yeah, that was my class. And then, just from there, drove Associated, and then Hot Bodies when Ryan Maker was running Hot Bodies, and then went back to Associated, and then Yokomo from 2013. I haven't changed.
What drives you to get to all the events? You do a lot of travel and get in it. What part of RC do you like the most? The wrenching, the competition on track? Like, is there a part that stands out to you the most?
Look, definitely getting your car right out on the track, that's always awesome. But look, just hanging out with everyone, having fun, bloody photo bombing, video bombing, all that sort of stuff. But I'm a fun guy. I love having fun. Just talking to every guy. So, like, go to TITC in Thailand, and you're standing next to Nyato Matsukura, and you both got crappy tyres, so you have a drift race with him and stuff. It's just stuff like that. Like, it's just cool. But yeah, it's just the fun of it. Like, you have a bad day at work, I go and jump in my RC room with my 5-year-old daughter who's in Taiwan. Hello, Kyrie. And she sits there and helps me, and she wants to start racing now. So yeah, it's just the chill out room, and she loves coming in there and hanging out with me and all that. So yeah, no, it's good fun. But we've got tracks all around Australia, which is good fun, but definitely going overseas and running at some of the tracks in Asia and that, like Huge RC and TLTC, it's mad. Yeah.
The Nitro Touring Worlds have just been held at Huge RC. It's an amazing facility.
It's definitely a track to go to. Put it on your bucket list of unbelievable tracks. It's super high grip, massive track, and a little 1/10 touring car just looks so small going around there. And then they get the big 1/5 bad boys out, and they're huge. They're just monsters going around there. Yeah. But there's just so many options, so many different classes to do, and have fun with. Yeah, that's the fun of it all.
Absolutely, mate. Well, we'll let you chill. Hopefully we can put that umbrella away soon, and this rain gives us a chance.
I'll be in my car very soon, and a couple of hour drive back to Bendigo, and chill out, get ready for work tomorrow. Yeah.
Well, safe travels, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Thanks for doing the live coverage. It's good footage, and I've been having a lot of fun with that camera up there.
Luckily, it hasn't been live the whole time.
Everything that I've been doing has been shown live, so I've had friends taking screenshots going, put your butt crack away, come on. I'm like, it's all on purpose.
You may have just brought the end of the pit cam.
I think so.
First and last time.
Yeah, you might have to get the little blur out on the butt every now and again. But no, look, you got to have fun. That's the main thing. My motto is with RC, if you're not having fun doing RC anymore, you need to take a break, walk away, think about what you're doing, come back and be refreshed. Yeah, I've had to do it a couple of times myself where it just started getting too intense and just frustrated, and take a break, come back. Now I'm just like, if I'm not the fastest guy, it's whatever. Someone's grabbing me on the butt cheek. Hello down there. Hey!
Oh, Mitch Pratt.
More.
There's a line there about you and butts, but I'm not going there.
Yes, I've been sodomising that poor live camera.
Yeah, he's just been telling us that he's been doing things when the camera's been live, so it may not ever happen again.
He's been taking screenshots of everything that I've been doing.
Mitch, can you give us an update? What's the story with the state jury and the weather situation? What's the plan? We're hearing 12 o'clock is a rough kind of cut-off.
Yeah, we're looking at probably about a 12 o'clock cut-off. If we still have rain coming down roughly around 12 o'clock, or at least have rain forecast from 12 o'clock onwards, I think that's probably our time. From what we've heard, it's about a 2-hour drying period, including, they have jet dryers or everything out there. So it's still quite a big drying period, and if we can't get cars on track to, say, practice by between 12 and 2 o'clock, then it puts us in a tough situation that we probably won't be able to get almost any finals in.
That's what's happening. It's not good.
So yeah,
a lot of green.
So yeah, there is unfortunately a fair bit still coming through. Final decisions probably won't be made until between probably 11 and 1 o'clock, but it's looking pretty rough out there. So, but we'll see what happens. Still can be optimistic and, fingers crossed that we do get some racing, but yeah, we'll see how we go.
Or we can all gather around and have fun with that live camera up there.
That's going to be shut down very quickly, I think.
I think it just got unplugged now.
Just quickly, Mitch, my son's picking on me because we're digging into people's backstories, but Scott Guy will be loving this kind of stuff. Let's talk about your RC journey. How did you find RC? How old were you? And how did you get into this? She's now taking you, to places more than the driver's stand, right? Behind the mic as well.
Yeah, man. It's been a long storied career. My old man actually got me into it with a Tamiya Clodbuster when I was probably about 6 years old, and I used to bang around the backyard, and that thing would bounce over every little bump possible, and then. And then from there, I wanted to go to a racetrack. Dad took me to a track up at near our place, and we took it out on the track. Even though they had a race day, we were allowed to have a bit of a quick run, and it was just pretty much from there I saw racing rather than just a toy car, and it just sort of evolved. We ended up getting into on-road. On-road was actually my first racing class. Me and my old man, we ran in 21.5 for probably about half a year. And then, I had a bit of a break. I decided I want to get back into it, got into off-road, and that's where, my 10-scale off-road sort of side of things came from. And it's just progressed from there. GCRC was sort of a big place for me when I was sort of coming through. That's where I first jumped behind the mic. I sort of was offered to give it a go, and one day one person actually said, you're going to be the next Chris Mitchell. And I thought, I don't even know who Chris Mitchell is, let alone I'm going to be the next one of them. But to be honest, I've known Chris Mitchell for a long time now. He's a good mate of mine, and to be compared to him a couple of times, or quite a fair bit nowadays, it's quite a good feeling. So he is probably one of the best, and to try and live up to Scotty Ernst and stuff. So that is probably the hope. But it's been a long storied career, and I've been doing this for probably about 15 or so years now. So it's been good fun.
What's the favourite part of actually coming and calling a big meet like this? We've had a comment from quite a few drivers that you actually make them extra nervous when you're calling their name. Does that come into your mindset when you're thinking, or you just... Yeah.
It makes me nervous. When I see everyone within a half a second, I see 4 drivers within half a second, it makes me nervous as well. But yeah, it does sort of come to mind. I don't like trying to put people off.
But at the same time, I like to relay as much information as possible. If there's 4 drivers within 0.2 of a second, I like to let those drivers know that, you know, they are on the money. They're right there and they could win this heat. So sort of try to pass off as much information as possible without trying to skew the drivers to make mistakes. But, you know, information is a crucial part.
Well, yeah, I love what you do. Do an awesome job and makes us it.
When Jason Jury put his car backwards into your timing shed and you've come walking out with the car, whose car's this? Jason Jury's like, oh, that's mine, thank you. Puts it on the track, off he goes again.
Yeah, so TFTR Masters earlier in the year, we had a slightly different track. The track was slightly quicker coming towards the driver's stand. And I was commentating a race and all of a sudden I had a car come full speed, reverse entry into the timing booth. It scared the crap out of me. And all I knew was someone had, you know, probably crashed or something like that, and I came out with car in hand, knowing that, you know, someone's probably still racing. And yep, yeah, Jason Jury, he still laughs about it and still loves it. And yeah, he drove off afterwards. He just put the car down and off he went.
Yeah, we backtracked the footage and actually watched him do it. He hit the chicane and it just put the car straight backwards and it just straight into the timing shed. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen. And all I see is Mitch. Whose car is this? Poor old Jason. Mine. Yeah, that's mine. That was a cracker.
Love it, guys. So we're going to push on, but yeah, thanks for being here and see you at the next one.
Thank you. See you in the next race meeting.
Scott Rawlings and then hijacked by Mitch on the mic. Everyone's still chilling. Let's have a look at the weather. What's happening outside?
It's wet. It's drizzly. It's not going to stop.
It's not going to stop?
No.
Are you setting up or are you not bothering?
I'm not bothering. No. We're just going to have a chat to people and then probably head off.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
It's going to stop raining.
It's going to. Oh, I got an optimist.
It's going to stop raining. Not here, but somewhere.
Set me up. Hey, thought we had someone positive. All right, let's go have a chat with someone who's probably happy with the rain. Got to move this audio out of the way. Spin her this way a little bit. Look at God, you got to be doing a rain dance right now. Yes, in the top spot after qualifying for 13.5. So yeah, if you don't get out there, you got to get the win. So you'll be pretty happy with that national title.
Yes, it'd be definitely very good. Tried last year, didn't really get it. Got 5th. Track wasn't really great. It was different conditions with the heat, but this year was sort of heat similar, but a bit more grip on track.
I'll talk to you a bit about the change in cars. You were with Mugen for a while and recently switched to the Ryan Maker SP1. How did that deal come about?
He approached me with it, and I decided with Dad, and we went up and tested it, and I went same time with that car at AO. I went 18.8 with the Mugen at AOC, and I went 18.9 with SP1. So we spoke, and we ended up going with the deal.
What are your thoughts on the car so far?
It's definitely good. With Ryan's help over the weekend, we've got it good and pretty quick and consistent.
Away from racing, you're still at school. Are you doing well at school? Is there a bit of a rule where you got to do good at school to be able to get to the racetrack? I know that's what I had with my son.
Dad doesn't know what grades I have, so they're not real great, but I'm doing good in RC.
Well, he will now. He's got to go back and watch the stream. So.
Yeah.
What else was I going to check in with you? Your event's coming up. Is RC something you want to progress as a career? You see Alex Hagberg here, and he does RC full time. Jeff Hammond, a bit of a mentor of yours as well. Is that a bit of a goal in the back of your mind?
Yeah, a bit. I'd like to do that. It'd be really fun and enjoyable travelling the world, experiencing new tracks and conditions.
You've certainly got the potential, mate. Well done this weekend, and thanks for the chat.
Thank you.
Look at Con over there. Reese cracked up. He's talking about not getting good grades at school. We'll go have a chat with Reese. So, look, Cooper. Cooper was eyeing me off too. Am I going to chat with Cooper? There's Cooper Harris. We'll come back to you, Cooper. Don't run away. Oh, you run away. I'll get both of you there. Want to say hi?
No, not really.
Where are you going now?
No, that's all right.
Okay. Hey, Reese, you had a bit of a chuckle there when we were talking to Luke about his school grades. I suspect you weren't that great at school. Yes or no? What?
No, I wasn't the model school kid. I think a lot of my report cards are still hidden under my wife's childhood bed from where I didn't want to show them to mum and dad. So, But no, I wasn't the model student, that's for sure.
Yeah, let's touch a little bit on this weekend. How are you finding? Obviously, the weather's spoiling the exciting day, but up until today.
Well, I think when we spoke Friday night, I think I might have put a curse on myself because the weather changed on Saturday and it really didn't work in my favour. We set the car up for mainly the hot weather, which was Thursday and Friday was quite warm, a lot of sun on the track, and it just didn't. The cloud cover on Saturday just didn't work in my favour, and I didn't really adapt that well. I had a 6-in round in the second round, and then I just couldn't really capitalise on anything else, unfortunately. So a little bit bummed out overall, but learned a lot. I was fairly competitive up until then, so I can take away a lot of positives from the event.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're obviously feeling a bit of time with nothing on track. Digging into people's history, so can you give us your backstory on RC, how old you were when you got your first car?
So I reckon I would have been about 9 or 10 years old when I got my first car. It was a Christmas present from Dad, and started racing probably another year or so after that. Always raced electric on-road, dabbled a little bit in 1/8 gas and a few other things like that. So I've been racing for now probably almost 20 years.
What do you think RCRA has to offer? Obviously, there aren't too many kids getting into it. We've got a lot of competition with video games and esports and all that. But, talking to Alex Aberg a little bit earlier, he mentioned how the technical side of working on the cars and learning problem-solving skills, and RC's got so much to offer. What do you think we can do to get more kids involved and encourage the next generation?
It's a hard one because it's such a nice environment to be in. It can be a very family-friendly environment. A lot of people see the hardcore racing and they think, well, that's not for me. I think it'd be nice to see junior events promoted a bit more, especially at a national level. It's good to see junior events here at a club event. A lot more junior racing. A lot of classes at clubs don't have novice racing. There's not a lot of introduction. I know our club in Adelaide has novice racing. We have hire cars that people can hire for $20 a day, and we'll prep the car for you and get you on track in the junior class. And that's what just needs to be encouraged, I reckon, is things like that. A little bit of investment back into things like that.
That's a really good point. Yeah, just that initial learning curve. It's quite a big step in it from nothing or bashing maybe on the weekend to racing.
From toy grade to hobby grade is a big step. And I think to have something like a hire car offers people the opportunity just to look up close at a car and see what the suspension does, see what the turnbuckles do, all the things like that. Just a very basic introduction.
Really good idea. You want to give a shout out, say hi to everyone watching the stream?
Yeah, hi to everyone at home. Give a shout out to Ryan Maker for all his help with the SP1 since its release. I was fortunate enough to be announced as an SP1 team driver, and I'm very thankful to Ryan for the opportunity. Who else we got? We got Team Zombie. Timmy from Team Zombie has always helped me since I announced I was sort of getting back into racing. He was pretty quick to jump on and say, hey, we've seen what you've done in the past. We're pretty keen to help you push back up to the top, and I'm thankful for Timmy. Hobbies Direct this weekend have helped me out with MKS servos, and again, I'm super grateful to everyone that recognises who I am and chooses to help me. So I'm very happy for that.
Awesome, man. Well, well done this weekend. What are we going to see next? What's your 2025 calendar looking like?
2025, we've got off-road state titles in Adelaide coming up. We've also got the off-road nationals in Adelaide coming up, so I'll be putting in a lot of work for off-road nationals.
We'll go get them. Well done this weekend, and good luck.
No worries. Thanks, Tony.
Reece Marshall. See how we're going. Good. Did you want to say good day to everyone? Go introduce yourself. Say hi to everyone watching the stream.
Good day, guys. Carl here from Tasmania. It's been a great event. Pity it's raining. Cheers.
Hey, give us some dirt on Cohen.
On Cohen?
Yeah. Cohen Maltz from Tasmania. He's a bit of a loose cannon.
He's my son. What do you want to know?
Give us something.
I don't know.
How did he get into RC? We're talking to people about their history. It's putting my son to sleep behind the camera, but I really like learning how people got into it. There's a lot of father-sons in RC.
Yeah, same sort of thing. I was in it at the Hobart Club with the 1/8 Nitro at the Kingston track. So he grew up, and my circumstances changed, couldn't race, work conditions. So he grew up with it, sort of seeing my cars at the workshop. And then the 1/8 off-road track is like a 2-minute walk from our workshop. So he'd gone down there a few times and then comes back and said, there's guys down there that know you, Dad. And then we got into Nitro. Off-road, he raced the 2016 Nationals track, and yeah, just sort of stemmed from there. That sort of, sort of closed down. So then we went to 1/10th off-road in Launceston. Then we bought some spares, came with a car, went down to Kingston, the Southern Tasmanian Model Car Club track, and yeah, it's been a big learning curve since then. So he's quite passionate.
Extremely passionate.
Extremely passionate. Seems to know all the boys and girls about the place. Knows what goes on. Keeps me on my toes. So I think he'll get there. It's just a matter of time. He's pretty much
Yeah, he's got an awesome energy and excitement that he brings to every event he attends. We were talking a little bit the other day. The off-road track, almost looking to resurrect that or get that up and running again?
Yeah, we're involved in that. We had a meeting last Thursday. He's put the crown on his hat and said, I'll become president and have a bit of a crack at it. I'm going to sort of stand behind him and help him. We've got a few good guys down there that we've had a couple of working bees. Still in the process of sorting out there's some funds that are in the club. We've got to go to the bank, sign things, talk to RCRA, get insurance. We've got a guy coming in with a digger. So, hopefully we'll be able to resurrect it, get a few people, look at some juniors, just see who we can get, race what you've got, start the club with whatever we can, whoever's got whatever they've got, and hopefully we can get it back up and running again and have a decent off-road track again.
That's one of the great things about RC. We say there's so many ways to be involved and enjoy it. If you're not competitive and don't want to race, you can get involved in the clubs. All of the tracks and facilities in Australia are run by volunteers who donate their time and expertise. So that's really exciting to hear that might get up and running again.
Yeah. So it's going to be a big thing, but like work-wise. But if we can get it going, it'll be the only track again that we have in Tassie. Like, we don't have off-road anymore. We only have on-road in Hobart, and I believe there's a fair few people out there that want to get some cars out. So hopefully we'll be able to get it up and going and just grow from there.
Off-road's a massive class around Australia at the moment, so you get a track up and running, put on a big event, and we can all go down to Tassie for a holiday.
That's it, mate. Yeah, come and have a go. It'll be good if we can get it up and going. Cohen's had a few off-road events, been about the place, Queensland and places like that. The guys back at home sort of said, well, hey mate, you're in the loop, you know who's who. You're the type of guy we need to sort of try and help and get the track going. So let's see what we can do.
Wish you best of luck with it.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the chat. All right, Cooper Harris was keen to have a chat. Sorry, what was that? Someone's talking to me in my ear. Young Phoenix. I'll come back to you, Phoenix. Hey, Mitch has taken out my cameraman. Good. Coop, you looked at me before, buddy, so that means you're going to get picked up for a chat. How are you enjoying this weekend?
Oh, it's pretty good, thank you. Pretty good. Very different to what I'm used to. Enjoying it. Disappointment about the rain, but what can we do?
We normally see you in large scale, right? So how long has it been since you shrunk down the cars?
About a month and a half. I've owned the car for about 4 weeks. Yeah.
What's some of the differences between large scale 1/5 racing and 10 scale?
Honestly, just the rotation of the car, completely different driving style. Got to be heaps smooth on the steering and just really careful on what you are doing. It's no mistakes at all.
Bit easier to lug around?
Yeah, a lot easier.
You're from Adelaide. What's the racing scene like back home?
What's the what, sorry?
What's the racing scene like club days and events? And
honestly, I don't really race that much at home. I'm going to start doing a bit more club racing, but I believe we get like half a dozen people to a club race for EP, like 13.5, so yeah.
How's Dad been this weekend? He's hiding. You want to get on camera, Dad?
Oh, why not?
How have you enjoyed the weekend?
I loved it. It's been great. Yeah, great. Guys have been awesome. Welcomed us quite well. He's driven well, so it's been a great time. So
Yeah.
Give us a comment about, RC being such a great activity for families, and there's so many father-son combinations here. We talked to Alex, how he started when he was 9 years old. Cooper's been racing since he was really young as well, 5 years old, yeah. So talk about what RC's, taught him, given him the experience.
It's taught him lots. It's taught him basics of lots of things, like from using tools to building things to just basic skills, you know what I mean, and understanding engineering, dealing with big groups of people and racing and yeah, lots of things. It's never ending.
Yeah, RC's a tribe, and interacting with people and dealing with people like me, sticking a microphone and camera in your face as well. So, you're doing well, mate. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Very proud of that.
Thanks for the chat. All right, we're here at Marcus Askel. He's going to be going out for a bit of fun in the wet. So let's wait here. We'll intercept Marcus as he comes through. So I don't know if you can get a shot of this, Tate. Everyone's going to be falling out. Let's get a quick shot of this car before it goes out. Here's the car. Marcus has got a wet weather car. He's from Europe, races a lot in the wet. Look at the setup he's got. Before you run out, let's just get a shot of that. So fully prepped. Talk us through.
What about the hand modelling?
Oh, the hand modelling. I'm going to go over this side. So just tell us a little bit about the wet weather racing. We don't do it here in Australia.
No, you don't know.
What's different? What are you got to prep and how's it work?
So the tyres are very different. The tyres are a really soft treaded tyre. It's a sort. Well, is it a sort? No, it's not a Saurus tyre. It's a Pit Schumi tyre. But the cars. I mean, it's a really old car. To be honest, this is an old 17 X-Ray that has been my wet car for the last 5 or 6 years. So. They obviously don't race competitively kind of in the wet over here, so I just brought it with me when I came over. Just have a bit of fun. Didn't know that they didn't race in the wet here. But yeah, it's just, just setup is not too far off, really, to be honest, what we'd run in the UK. But yeah, pretty I mean, everything's waterproofed. It's a waterproof hobby wing speedo. You just kind of cover up all the connectors and everything, and yeah, it's ready to go. So
yeah, nice experience to see, balloons, all sorts of stuff, but yeah, a bit of stuff here in the receiver to cover it up. The back of the motor's sort of all silicated up. So maybe we need to introduce wet weather racing here in Australia.
I mean, every opportunity I get when I'm here, I get it out to run around in the wet, because for me, I've absolutely loved racing in the wet over the years. I think it's a real challenge. And it just means racing continues. So I know that Alex is here and he's got a wet car and he races in the wet in Sweden as well. And I've seen him kind of race. So in fact, I've raced against Alex in the UK. But yeah, for things to stop when the conditions change and stuff, it's just a bit of a shame, really, I think, because you get a lot of people sat around not doing very much or going home.
Everybody's going to be out standing in the rain very shortly as you put on another demonstration. So let's go check it out. I love the weather. I don't know, what do you call that?
This is a transmitter muff, so it's just a protective kind of cover. It's actually fleece lined. They use them for kind of in the winter and obviously if it's raining, but they use it for a lot of model yachting as well. So where they stand by the side of the water and stuff and just protect the transmitter. So
it works for stick radios, but I don't know you get a wheel one.
They do a wheel one as well. So this is made by Fast Tracks. They started making them a few years ago. Before that, it was really difficult to get something. People were using plastic bags and stuff. But they do one specifically for a wheel radio as well. So yeah, no, it's all good.
All right, we'll have fun. All right, we're going to go out and follow Marcus. And we haven't got the moving camera up and running, but we'll definitely give you a few shots from the track cam to see this car. So as Marcus said, in Europe they have a setup where they have a dry car and a wet car, and they'll switch over if the conditions change. We don't do that here in Australia. There's no racing in the wet. Maybe something that can change in the future. Would you race in the wet, Timmy?
Definitely. The other sports I've done, we've all raced in the rain. You get the race meetings through and it's extra bit of fun and brings other people to the front, probably.
It's a whole other learning curve.
Yeah, it's something you can, it's easy to have another car. Everyone's got two cars. It's easy to have an old car or a wet weather setup car, so I can't see it being a massive problem. But yeah.
Awesome, man. All right, let's go check it out. All right, I'll throw it back over and take a bit of lap time with Marcus Askel in the wet. Hope you enjoy it.
Good morning, drivers out on track. We've got some wet weather action going on if anyone wants to come and watch. Mark Zaskell running around with his wet weather car at the moment, showing us what we could be doing if we were in Europe. Love to see the spray off the car. Whilst you're driving, Marcus, tell us how you've waterproofed your car.
So it's actually a waterproof speedo from Hobbywing. They come from the factory. You can buy them. Everything else, it's a waterproof receiver as well. But I also, you have to kind of cover all the connectors and all of the wiring. You use something called Plastidip, which is like a paint, which is like a rubber forming. You kind of do a little bit with the servo, but essentially that's kind of it, really. It's a lot easier to do this kind of waterproofing these days with the products that are available. But I mean, back in the day, people used to use Blue Tech and tubs and balloons and all sorts. So yeah, no, it's I mean, this has been waterproofed and it's been a wet car for about 5 years, and it's done a lot of wet running and still works now. So it's pretty good.
And with wet racing and stuff, what's the throttle control differences? Are you still finding it to be, decent grip levels, other than say the really good timing? But yeah, what are you finding the actual grip level to be like in most parts of the track, other than say where there's standing water?
So the grip here is actually pretty good, I've got to say. At the minute, the tyres are starting to overheat a little bit, and that sounds weird, but you can tell because it's got a bit grabby. The rear's starting to get a bit loose. But you have to kind of look for places on the track where there's grip. Especially in the UK when the weather can be kind of very on and off. You look for kind of dry patches, you look for particular parts of the track where there's grip, and we talk about kind of karting lines. If you ever kind of seen karting in the wet, you'll notice that they don't hit any 8 paces at all. They stay off the line. They take a really wide line and start to square the car up before you then apply the throttle. But throttle application in the wet is always a bit tricky because you think you can put more on than you really can, to be honest. So it's all very smooth, or as smooth as you can kind of get it. But as the water on the track changes and the conditions change, you have to kind of just adapt to everything. I mean, there's more water now here, just being out here for a few minutes than when I first came up. So everything's slightly different. The car's a lot grabbier. You have to kind of take a bit more time. So yeah, no, it's interesting kind of dynamic. I really enjoy racing in the wet because it's the challenge of it. Done quite a lot of it in the UK, obviously. They don't do so much in Europe, but a few countries have started to now. But yeah, no, I enjoy it. It's oddly satisfying because, like you say, with the spray and kind of the way that the track kind of changes, it's a really interesting kind of different dynamic to racing toy cars. So yeah, I like it.
And what tyres are you actually running on the car at the moment? Obviously, they're especially designed wet track tyre.
Yeah, so these are the pit Schumies from Schumacher. It's the controlled wet tyre in the UK. And I think they had these at the Euros as well. So the Euro Championships, I can't remember where it was now, but it was back earlier, a few months ago. But they had a wet tyre there as well. There was the wet conditions, and all of the top boys, I'm sure if you go and speak to Mr. Hagberg, he probably talk to you about racing in the wet as well, because he's done quite a bit of it in Sweden and in Europe. And it's actually a really fantastic tyre, I've got to say, if it's wet. So if it gets slightly dry at all, then because of the compound being so soft, it will just scrub and grain, and you could do a set of tyres in a couple of laps really if it's dry. If it's wet, they'll last for months. Like these sets here I brought from the UK, and they some of these have got my old BRCA number on, so I obviously use these at a race in the UK, which is probably 3 or 4 years ago now, and they're still good now. So yeah, that's the tyres.
Alrighty, we'll leave it to do it. It's pretty wet out there at the moment, as you can see. Mark is lapping around pretty consistently though with the wet car. We need 2 cars to be moved, please. We need 2 cars moved. If these 2 white cars move down here, the BMW 1MA 1MR, white BMW 1MA 1MR, and also the Jeep CN50 QE. If we can get them moved out the way, please, guys. We just have a vehicle that needs to come through very shortly. We get those vehicles moved out the way immediately.
throttle and stuff, but it's just weird to go brake. It's just weird to push down the brake.
So Brayton Stanley having a lap or two out there with the wet car at the moment. Driving better than his normal car. Partially. Just a side note as well, Marcus does run the stick radio, so this is going to be a bit challenging for Brayton.
G'day everyone. The rain is continuing to fall here at TFTR. The state delegates are meant to be meeting in a few minutes to reevaluate the situation. I just saw the podium actually getting carried up, so there are some preparations getting made for a presentation if the decision is to come that we'll abandon the meeting due to the weather. Hello. You can give us an insight. Yep. John, what are you hearing? What's the potential options? The club or the state jury, or what do we hear?
Yeah, look, they're going to have a meeting at 10 and they're basically going to call it at that point. Mother Nature hasn't been nice to us at all today. Yep. It's been the extreme of weather conditions, from squelching heat to now torrential rain. So, look, it is what it is. I always say we should run wet weather cars, just putting it out there.
Well, we saw Marcus Askell get out there.
It looked good, it looked like fun. Why not? Racing is racing, but let's see what happens. I think 10 in 5 minutes they're going to call it, but by the look of it, it's in my eyes, it looks like it's done.
Mother Nature's going to get the win. And just any final thoughts or comments, thank yous, mentions for the hard work and effort that's gone on behind the scenes to host this event?
I probably want to kick things off by saying thank you to the members and the committee at TFTR. There's been hundreds of hours of work put in to put this event on. It hasn't been a simple, turnkey and off we go. Months and months of planning in the back end. With 6 months to get it to this point here to put on a show that hopefully everyone locally around Australia and around the world has been blown away by what we've presented. We're very happy and very proud of it. Wouldn't have happened without our sponsors, all the way from KWR Engineering, Boral, RC Maker, Hobbies Direct, and the list goes on. You know them all, right? Big and small, everyone's contributed in one way, shape or form to help us put this event on. So we're forever grateful and very, 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 very appreciative of all the support we've had.
Well, yeah, thank you on behalf of everyone for you and the team. It's been a very, very memorable event. Unfortunately, Mother Nature's going to get that final victory.
It is what it is. Thanks again, guys.
Cheers, John. Okay. John Krillis, one of the committee members here. We'll keep out of the weather. Tate's going to run. Tate doesn't like getting wet. Got to get through here. Oh, okay. And we're safe. So let's go wander down this way. See, there's a bit of pack up happening. Let's see who we may or may not have spoken to that might be up for a quick chat. How you going?
Hi.
What'd you have for breakfast?
Wheat Bix.
Wheat Bix? Okay, very good. Phoenix, what was in your coffee this morning?
I didn't have coffee this morning.
You didn't have a coffee this morning. You said it was in coffee. Jordan. Oh, look at the water situation. So it's getting a bit wet in here. Everyone's starting to pack up. There's Mondo. We'll see if we can make our way down. Yikes. Mondo, saw you on the live stream, mate. You're saying your farewells and your goodbyes and heading home. Meetings hasn't officially been called off yet, but you think it's inevitable?
Oh, I think it's gone. I think we've got enough water now to say bye-bye to it. Yeah, so head home slowly.
All right, mate. Safe travels.
Thanks, guys. Thank you very much.
Let's jump in with another dad. We'll jump in with Simon Nicholson's dad. It's a family affair here at RC. Lots of father-dad combos. You've been doing this for how many years now?
A long, long time. Long time.
How old was Simon when he started?
9-year-old. Yeah, off-road, and then he went to on-road mod, straight into mod. No 13.5, nothing else. Yeah.
Did a bit of nitro in the early days as well?
Nitro, yeah. That got too expensive for me. I couldn't do it anymore. Yeah.
How are you feeling that Simon's results, switching brands just before the event, but he's managed to defend his title?
Yeah, great. Yeah. He really struggled with the MS1. Really struggled with it. It didn't really suit him. He was good with the BD12, but really struggled with the MS1. It was couldn't get to. And I'm glad he sort of swapped over. Yeah.
Yeah, good way to start the campaign. So, anyway, well done, and we'll catch you the next one.
Yeah. Don't know when the next one is, but we'll see in 12 months again.
Okay, cheers.
Righto.
All right. That was Simon Nicholson's dad. So, some races around here. We'll have a chat. Timmy, you're optimistic, mate. What did you have for breakfast?
Pancakes. We went to Pancake Parlour. It was like a old school sort of American breakfast place, and yeah, it's quite good.
What do you think the decision? We see the podium getting set up. Do you think it's a bit premature? What would you be doing if you were one of the delegates?
Oh, it still has to be set up today sometime, so if they want to jump in and do it earlier, they can. But yeah, I guess as a racing side of things, you want to always try and go as long as you can, get the racing done if you can. So yeah, it's raining. It's not looking like stopping, but we can't call it right now. You have to give it a chance.
Give it every chance. So yeah, fingers crossed, man. Ty, how you feeling, buddy? You enjoyed your weekend?
Yeah, I'm feeling good and I enjoyed the weekend.
All right, we'll push on. Thanks, guys. Gosh, we're in the fast part of the pits now. Let's have a jump in with Vinny. Bits of chew from Smokem. G'day. Mate, whoa. I had a headbutt. Let me start off with asking you what you had for breakfast.
Actually, we went to a cafe, so I had a pulled beef Benedict.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
Very luxury. Yeah, no, it was nice. Hit the spot. I haven't had a proper breakfast for a few days, so we thought we'd treat ourselves in this rain. We weren't going to accomplish much here, so we thought, why not?
Celebrate your debut at a 12 scale.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I loved it. First time I raced 12 scale because we've got the new CRC car now. And I thought, why not give it a go? This year I've been concentrating on doing new stuff in RC. Like, you know, I've been racing on-road touring for a long time. This year I decided to do off-road nationals at two-wheel drive. Again, that was my first race in buggy. And I thought I'll give 12 scale a go as well because I didn't really want to do touring. And we've got the new car and it was actually a lot of fun to drive. I really enjoyed it and I'll want to try and do more 12 scale if I can.
Sure. Well, yeah, there's a few events. It's sort of has roller coasters, the 12 scale. It'll be super popular and then not so much.
Look, I think sometimes it might be track dependent. Like this track was fantastic for it because the grip was decent. The layout was super fun. For me, it was very enjoyable. It actually reminds me of when I used to race touring car back in the 90s where it was foam tyres, dual one-way, so you can't brake because you'll just brake the rear tyres and the rear just spins out. So it was just throwing the cars in the corner and yeah, it sort of slowly came back naturally to drive like that and it was a lot of fun. Like I really enjoyed it, so I'm a convert.
And where are you at with the weather situation? If you were the one making the decision, do you think call it off now or give it a bit more of a chance to see what happens the next couple of hours?
Look, I would have liked to have seen the finals run, but I think realistically it's not gonna run. You need sun to dry the track, and it's not going to dry the track. So
there's some shenanigans going on over here. Braden Stanley, don't run away, Braden. I want to talk to you about Marcus. Thanks, Vinny. Sorry.
No worries, mate.
Braden, we saw you having to drive a Marcus Askel's weather car. First of all, jumping from obviously wheel radio to stick radio, putting that aside, do you think it's something that RCRA should be looking at? Maybe having a setup where we can have a wet weather car for days such as this?
I mean, 100%. I had Marcus next to me, so I had the best guy to pit next to me for wet weather conditions. So, yeah, I mean, I was pretty awful, like horrendous. I belonged in another class, actually. It was so hard to drive a stick radio. Nothing felt like natural. It was like doing another sport. So, yeah, it was pretty shocking, but it was super fun.
What do you think about the weather? If you were the one on the state jury trying to make a decision, do you think wait it out for a few more hours or just make a call?
Of course, I'm not winning. Of course I want to race. I mean, if you're Simon, you'd go and piss on the track. So, yeah, that's just how it is. So, yeah.
That's the trouble, right? There's always a bit of a personal, not bias, but influence on what you'd like to see as the outcome.
Of course. If you're winning, you know, of course you want it to rain. Winning's winning, you know? So, yeah. I'm happy with second. 12 months ago, I was nowhere in EP. So, yeah, I'm super happy with the progression.
Good stuff. All right, thanks for that.
Thanks, man.
Oh, Marcus is hanging out there. Who else have we got? Actually, let's get another sensible head. Sorry, guys, just pushing through here. Rob, going to pick on your brains again. You're a pretty level-headed, sensible, logical, rational thinker. If you were the state jury, what would you be doing? Do you think it's a wait it out for a few more hours or just call it?
I think they're going to call it. It's too wet. It's way too wet. And even if they said, yeah, we're going to wait another hour or so, I don't think it's going to clear up based on the radar. You've seen the radar as well. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to be a day we're going to hit the track, unfortunately. Time zone looks like the go.
I heard indoor go-karting.
Oh, maybe indoor go-karting as well, yeah.
Actually decide the titles for they're going to take the trophy presentation to indoor go-karting. That's what I heard.
We were thinking, the Castle Hill crew were thinking of going time zone, so
I guess
maybe
that's to do with the average age and the number of senior cards we saw with the Castle Hill crew at dinner the other night.
Could be, that's very true, yes.
Looking ahead for you, what's Castle Hill got in store for the rest of the year, or are you looking ahead to 2025? You've got a good regular Friday night scene and then racing outdoors as well. So yeah, tell us a bit about the club, people watching.
Yeah, look, we've got a couple more race meets at Wayland before the end of the year, and then every Friday night at Castle Hill we normally finish up sort of a week before Christmas, then have about a month off. We're looking at maybe doing something in January, but we'll wait and see. That'll be announced in due course, but we'll wait and see if that eventuates.
Like SummerSlam?
I'm not saying what it is, but no, that won't be it. Yeah, no.
Exciting, that's good.
Yeah, so something coming up maybe. It just depends if that all the planning all works out and we can get it up and running. But yeah, I didn't want to say anything before the Nationals. I think the focus should be on this event, and then we'll just see whether we can get our event up and running.
What about the New South Wales state titles? Is it back to your club for the rotation?
I have no idea what's happening with that. So yeah, no. Preferably not at Wayland or Castle Hill. I think PD Nahm, it might be your turn on the rotation again.
We had it in 2022, so it's only been 2 years.
We've won the Nationals, you see, so I think it reverts back to you guys.
Okay, well, I didn't know that either, so there we go.
Yeah, no, I've just made that up on the spot, but I think it sounds like a good plan.
All right, I'll just throw myself in the deep end on this interview then. All right, well, yeah, thanks for coming and everything you do for RC.
Look, thanks RC Media and like all the work you put in, it does make it for a nice event, and you can get back, like I went back and watched last night some of my racing, so it was actually good to be able to see on the track how you actually perform and where maybe you can make up a bit of time. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen today, so yeah, but it's been good.
Awesome, mate. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Rob Nicol, involved with the Castle Hill Club. All right, so I'm hearing in my ear some information. Just let me get it, that information again. Oh, there's trophies coming up. All right, so trophies are coming in. Who's getting a shot of those? What's the go, Ryan? You're claiming all the trophies.
Yeah, not my own, unfortunately, but yeah, we would have loved one of these, but it didn't happen. But that's how it goes.
It's it's seriously fun playing in the rain here.
Yeah, man, it's wet. It's wet.
What are your thoughts on a wet weather car? Does RCRA need to open their eyes to the world?
Man, I don't know. It sounds like a lot of work to me. The prep on it, another car and the setups and weatherproofing everything. I'm not sure. It'd be cool, but you know, for me, I would probably just prefer to just call it, to be honest. So yeah.
Awesome. You're gonna be over the moon with the performances this weekend.
Dude, I am. Like, TQ ends up being a win. So we TQ'd Junior, we TQ'd front wheel drive, we TQ'd 21.5, we TQ'd 13.5, and I let the team down.
I wasn't going to bring that up.
Yeah, well, that's all right. It's pretty obvious. I lost the car a little bit yesterday morning. We got it back, and then I made a mistake while I was leading in the second one. And then the third one, I had an epic race with Jeff and lost by 0.1, which, you know, if I had have got that one, I would have been third overall, which is a little bit better. But yeah, so it is disappointing to get fourth, you're not going to lie, but I mean, overall, man, what an event for the car. And like, we had the fastest lap and the second fastest lap of the event in mod, fastest lap in stock with the only 15-second lap of the event. So the car speaks for itself. I mean, I'm over the moon with the performance. I honestly couldn't be happier. So.
And what about next year? I mean, obviously things are ramping up with the car. You're super busy, balancing, life as a dad and a husband, and now a car manufacturer.
Yeah, man, things are going to have to change. I can't really keep this up, to be honest. It's a lot of work. Haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do, but I definitely have to scale down my personal racing, because now there's a team that needs me now, and they look up to me for help and advice and setups. And
you're still quick. You're still on pace. You're still the lead driver.
Yeah, I know. I shouldn't be. The boss isn't meant to be winning, but yeah, I mean, we're I know that the guys have it in them. We just got to give them the car, and it was a little bit slow for them to catch up this weekend. They didn't have as much practice, and would have been good to have Jeffrey up there a little bit more. But he didn't get much practice before the event, and coming straight from the Worlds, totally different conditions. But I'm confident that he will be right up there and can do what I'm doing now if we give him the car. So yeah, I know. I still enjoy driving and racing, but I don't know. it's kind of things are pivoting for me a little bit now, and I think I would prefer being more of a mechanic kind of role and taking care of the team, and not just the pro guys, but you know, the guys in the lower classes and stuff that maybe they're struggling a bit more with the prep and the setup and stuff. I want to be able to help those guys, because what's just as rewarding for me is seeing those people leveling up, making A mains when they're not normally. Like that's what gives you a lot of enjoyment, you know, seeing the guys succeed with the car. So, yeah, probably looking at more of that kind of a role. I'm not sure if that'll be only for Australia or international as well, but we'll just see what happens. I'll just play it by ear. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that role just as much as now, even more, if not more, because the racing is still fun. I enjoy driving, but the racing and competitive part of it probably doesn't do it for me as much as it used to. The fire to win is not as much as before. So.
I'm not sure I believe you, but anyway.
Yeah.
Obviously, Australia, the support for the car being made here, you're very well known here. It's been huge. How's the response been around the world to the SP1?
Yeah, I mean, it's been great, and it's hard to design a car for every condition. You know, every track's different, every tire's different. You got indoors, you got outdoors, you got ETS carpet, you got black carpet. There's so many different conditions, and to design a car that works in everyone is pretty tricky. We didn't get to test as much as we wanted in every condition, just due to delays on stuff and everything, and we just wanted to get the car out there. So yeah, there are a few little hiccups, as what happens with everything, but you know, we've responded to them, and the main thing is the performance of the car is like obviously right up there, and that's what I'm most happy about, is because yeah, there's no point having like a great durable car or everything if it's slow, right? Like everyone just wants to go fast, and that's what it's about. So I think we've got that really close straight away, which is amazing. We've got a great platform to work on, and now, you know, future batches we're just working on improving tolerances and just, you know, like just making the car up to the really high level that I would expect it to be. So
we could talk to you all day, but I think the presentation is getting prepared. So mate, well done, congratulations, and yeah, thanks very much for all your time.
Thanks, man. Thanks for an amazing job too this weekend. The coverage by these guys is incredible. So yeah, thanks for tuning in and supporting.
Yeah, so give a shout out to all your fans around the world. Send them a message.
Yeah, thanks to everyone for your support. This whole journey has been overwhelming, especially the last year. The support for the car has been incredible, and yeah, I still feel like I'm dreaming. Need to slap myself every now and again, and yeah, just can't be more thankful for everyone for putting their trust in me, putting their trust in the car, all of the parts that I make. It really means the world. So yeah, thanks.
One last final question. Can you put any truth to the rumour that the official Australian Championship is going to be decided at the indoor go-karting track after we leave the track?
Well, I definitely won't be winning that, because there's a few good go-karters here, and I don't know, I haven't had much time in a kart, and I don't think I'm that great. So yeah, I might stick to the racing RC cars, better than go-karting.
Take us back. I think if I'm right, a few years ago there was a go-karting event with Piastri and yourself. Do you remember that one?
Oh yeah, well actually I raced a lot with Oscar in RC and I helped him a lot. I'm just going to take all the credit. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That kid had it from a young age. Like as soon as he had a remote in his hand, he just had something special. And I coached him a bit actually at this track. And you know, you could tell him to do something with the line and he would just do it like that. You know, you'd be like, you're this much wide, and he would just fix it the next lap, and he could just do exactly what you told him to do. Like he would just know. So yeah, I noticed from a really young age that Oscar had this insane talent, and then when he pivoted into karts, he was like winning instantly, and then it was like, okay, there's something here. You know, you never really think he's going to make it to F1, but if there was one kid that had the talent to do it, and he's got there purely based off talent and nothing else, I mean, yeah, he's a future world champion, and I'm just like, I feel so privileged to have, you know, known him and been able to spend a bit of time with him in his younger ages. It's really cool.
Absolutely, man. All right, well, we'll push on now. Looks like the banner's going up. So yeah, mate, well done again, and thanks.
Appreciate it. Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we actually popped over on Wednesday night to Baronia Club, and Oscar Piastri's name is up on the honour board there as a club champion in a couple of classes. So you're getting we'll go. I'm not sure how far we'll go with the range, but we'll definitely try. See if Tate can maybe go down a bit further than me. Watch out for the puddles, Tate. So they are setting up the big banner. I'd like to just grab an official if I can, just to get some information. Here's Clive. Clive saw me and then took a right turn. So yeah, Tate's up there, get the shot there, setting up the podium, getting the trophies ready. So the official word is the meeting has been abandoned. So we'll be having the presentation here shortly. You can see all the sponsors up there. Big thank you to all of them: KWR Engineering, RC Maker, Hobby Wing, Hobbies Direct, Source Central, Plague Bearings, Kennards Hire, Boral, Campbelltown Hobbies, and McLaren. They're the primary sponsors. Take a spin around and get a shot. Spin around and get a shot of the banner that's all been set up. So I think we might be getting ourselves ready, so we might finish it up there. We'll get set with the cameras and we'll bring you the presentation, which will be coming up shortly. We hope you enjoyed the coverage this weekend. Unfortunately, Mother Nature is going to take the win in the end. We thank you all for your support and encouragement. If you have any feedback or anything, make sure you let us know. So we'll finish it up there and we'll come back in a little while to bring you the presentation.
Alrighty guys, so we are here at TFTR for the RCRA EP on Road Nationals. Unfortunately, it has not ended the way that we wanted it to, guys. The weather has been pretty dull today. With that, you know, we've done every effort that we possibly can to try and get things underway. It just isn't going to happen today. The state delegates have had a meeting. It just isn't going to work. Nonetheless, we've got everything set up as best as we can to have our trophy presentation for the day. Just a heads up to everyone as well, live time will not show you the correct results for certain classes. It will be still showing best 3 of 4 results. For the qualifying, it actually comes back to best 2 of 3. The third round, so the 4th round of qualifying actually gets scrapped entirely. So all results from the 4th round of qualifying, including the rounds that were completed, such as Junior and 21.5, do actually get removed in the case of an event being called off during a qualifying round. So qualifying results will be based 2 of 3, not 2 of 4 for the completed classes. Just a heads up on that one. Just an added heads up for junior drivers. I know there are a fair few of you still have your motors in your cars. Please ensure that you get those motors out and return them to the clubs. Alrighty guys, so over to the important stuff as well now. We've had a couple of good days of competition, a couple of good days of practice. It's been hot out there. There's been some great qualifying throughout all the classes. With that being said, I'd like to say a massive thank you to all the sponsors for the event, and we have got some appreciation trophies here for the sponsors. Our major sponsors, we got Hobbies Direct. Nick from Hobby Direct, gone. KWR Engineering. Hobby Wing. Thank you, Angelo. RC Maker. Our supporting sponsors as well. Source Central. Tom? No. Plague Bearings. Kennard's Doncaster. McLaren. Yeah. Borrell. And Campbelltown Hobbies. We also had our class sponsors as well. I'd just like to give them a quick shout out as well. So we had our J-Spec juniors throughout the weekend. So big thank you to J-Specs for coming on board with the juniors. For 21.5, we had Psychology Services New South Wales. For 13.5, we had Speedy RC. For open class, we had Smoke'em. For 12 scale stock, we had Factory Pro. For 12th mod, we had Berserk. And for TCR, we had KWR Engineering. So massive thank you to all the sponsors of this event. It has been a big event, one of the largest, I believe, in memory and ever for On-Road. I'm pretty sure these guys would all agree with that. It's been a great weekend until, unfortunately, the rain, but we can't control the rain. Nonetheless, big thank you, massive thank you has to go to the committee for these guys putting on the actual event as well. With that being said, I'm going to pass over to Glenn here and he's going to announce the concourse trophy.
So our 12 scale concourse goes to Vinny Chu.
you. Cheers. Oh, yeah, good. Just want to thank Scott Marr, wherever he is, Just want to thank Scott Marr for painting the body for me. Great to achieve something that I didn't do, so.
And touring car is Jerry Thomas with his First Nations paint scheme.
Guys, if you get a chance, go and have a look at the body. It means a lot. Just shove it around a little bit. A lot of meaning to it. There we go.
A quick one. What is the actual meaning behind the body?
So this one was painted by a friend of mine called Will Haynes, Dirt Monkey, and on the body, if you look on the side of the body, there's overnight stops on the trail, and both sides of the trail leads to Tipplestowe TFTR. So there's a totem on the top, and yeah, it's just beautiful Indigenous art.
That's awesome. All right, so we're going to kick off with juniors. Now, with the junior class, Campbelltown Hobbies has actually been very supportive of this. Every single junior has been given a $50 voucher for Campbelltown Hobbies, so all junior drivers will receive one of these. Alrighty, so over to juniors. Top qualifier going towards Phoenix Eggleton. What a start. All right, in the 9 spot we had Axton Bruce. In the 8th spot we had Samuel Foster. In the 7th spot, we had Harry Boxer. Gone. In the 6th spot, we had Max Boxer. In position 5, Anson Yu.
Future mod guys, mate.
Is he here? In position 4, Jack Cooper. In position 3 on the podium, Ryan Parkinson. On the second step on the podium, we have Ty Moylan. And taking the top step, we have young Phoenix Eggleton. yes, yes, absolutely. There we go, mate.
So I'd just like to thank the club for putting on this awesome event. Campbelltown Hobbies for helping me through it. One Up Racing, Plague Bearings, Hobbying, Ryan for the car, J-Spec stickers, Jen's Ace and Gazza Motorsport. Thank you.
Can we get... Oh, stay there, guys. And we get top 3 as well. Can we get top 3? So just top 3 now. Come on, Ty. Alrighty, thank you very much, juniors. Thank you very much, juniors. Obviously, the future of our hobby, it is quite strong. We got a lot of quick juniors coming through the ranks. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of those juniors would have been battling out quite high up in the 21.5 category as well. So, guys, we're going to go through TCR. We're going to quickly pop through this one. For TCR in the 10 spot, we had John Theodoro. In the 9th spot, we had Theo Theodoro. In the 8th spot, we had Nick Michaelides. In 7, we had Jason Dixon. In 6, we had Scotty Rawlings. In position 5, we had Stephen Spears. In position 4, we had Tim Moylan. On the podium, in position 3, John Krillis. In position 2, helping us out a lot throughout the weekend as well, Jason Millsy, Melbourne. Wet t-shirt contest, baby. And taking the top step, we have Tim Boundy. That's what it is. top three, guys. Alrighty, over to 21-5. 21-5, very hotly contested throughout the weekend. The club has actually got B main trophy as well, so top three from the B main will receive trophy. So third in the B main will be Michael Martinez. Second in the B main going towards Philip Merrick. And top spot in the B main going towards Jake McKee. All right, over 21-5, top 10. TQ going towards Glenn Wilson. In 10th spot in the 21-5 class, Clay Devlin. In position 9, Aaron Smith. In position 8, Andrew Budge. In P7, Ray Zarb. In position 6. In position 6, Chang Ling. Your top 5 in position 5, Dan Ma. In position 4, Rob Story. Making the podium in position number 3, Terry Norman. In position 2, we have Logan Rental.
I'd like to thank all my sponsors, X-Ray, Mark 1, and everyone else that helped me along the way.
And taking the top step on the podium, Glenn Wilson.
Look, just a big shout out to the committee that put this event on. There's a number of people who went above and beyond. So Jason Milbourne, Scott Agar. Scott Agar represents what a life member of a club is all about. He's not on the committee. He's always the first guy that puts his hand up and helps out. So thanks, Scotty. Tim Boundy, Michael Powell, John Krillis, these guys just did a huge amount of work here, and I just want to thank them personally for everything they've done. And also just a massive shout out to John for helping me, because without John I wouldn't have been able to get this weekend done with everything else going on with the event, so I appreciate your help. Thanks, yeah. Thanks.
Say odds and evens, Stand on it, Glenn. Stand on it. Watch your hand. Alright, just the top three. Stay there. Stay there. So that wraps up 21.5. A massive thank you to the sponsor of 21.5, Psychology Services New South Wales. They were the major sponsor of 21.5. Over to 13.5. So it's 13.5 sponsored by Speedy RC. A massive thank you to Speedy RC for coming on board to sponsor this class as well. So in 13.5, we do once again have B main trophies. In the 13th spot, or third in the B main, Alex Zalewski. In the 2 spot in the B main, Cooper Davis. And 1 spot in the B main will go towards Oliver Tan. TQ for 13.5, going in the way of Lincoln Cod. In the 10 spot in 13.5, Tim Boundy. In 9 spot, Tim Hillier. In position 8, Samuel Muffet. Muffin Man. In position 7, Jordan Cullis. In position 6, Tom Donatis. In position 5, running the rain car out there today. Should have taken the overall event in theory. P5, Marcus Askell. In 4th, we have Michael Stone. In position 3 on the podium, Christian Silva.
Yeah, just a quick shout out to the club. It's unfortunate we didn't get into racing today, but nevertheless, it was fun while it lasted. Qualifying was hard. So yeah, just a shout out to the club for all their efforts. Mike on the mic, great job, man. You're a legend. And RC Media for all the footage. My results really wouldn't have been possible with the help of the Yoko Bros, in particular John. I used Simo's old car with a few little hop-ups here and there, so thanks Simo for the car. Big thanks for Jackie for the help on the car as well. And the 13.5 drivers, congratulations to Lincoln. Well done, mate. Well deserved. It was just a matter of time, right? And Daryl as well. Team out from Singapore, well driving. And yeah, thank you.
Making a trip over and making the podium to top it off, Daryl Tong. And taking the top step in 13.5, brought to you by Speedy RC, Lincoln Cod.
I'd just like to thank the club for putting on the event and all the help with my sponsors, RC Maker, SP1 and Team Zombie. Ryan, thanks for help with the car over the weekend, and my Team Zombie package was flawless.
What about that?
Thank you very much, 13 drivers. Over to 12 scale stock. So our TQ going towards 12 scale stock, sponsored by Factory Pro, Michael Stone. In position number 10, Ryan Withers. In position 9, we have John Carnanos.
I'd like to start off by thanking everybody in TFTR and the committee and everyone that volunteered this weekend to make this event possible. It's a real shame we weren't able to get the finals in, but especially in this class, I'd really like to thank Clive Silver. He lent me the car this weekend so I can come racing in 12 scale. A lot of help from Reece Schaefer as well. I think bits of his car parts are in that car as well as Dan Marr. He helped me out with some tyre strategy stuff, so if anyone I forgot, I'm sorry, but yeah, thanks to everybody. It was such a great weekend.
In position number 8, Paul Sims. In position 7, Vincent Chu. In position 6, Gerard Elias. In position 5, Oliver Tan. In position 4, Dan Ma. In position 3, on the podium, David Reston. Also on the podium in position number 2, Tom Huggan. And taking the top step in 12 scale stock, sponsored by Factory Pro, Michael Stone. Yell pretty loud into it.
Yeah. Huge shout out to the club. Put on an awesome event. Obviously trying conditions with the weather, temperature, and Mother Nature wanting to rain, which is pretty gay. Danny, as usual, for all the help that she gives me. Alex, coming all the way from Portugal. Thank you. It's been an experience and one I want to do again. X-Ray, HEI, Hobby Wing, EZ Power, Walter RC for hooking me up with the tyres. Angelo, continued support, thank you. Nicholas Lee, I hope you get better soon, dude. Real shame not to have you here. Ari and Jenny Wang from HEI, always big supporters, so thank you. And J-Spec stickers. Sorry, Jeff. You made my choice.
Top three.
Maybe not.
Thank you very much, 12 scale stock drivers. Over into 12 scale mod. Our TQ going towards Alexander Hagberg. Twelve scale mod brought to you by Berserk RC. Massive thank you to Berserk for sponsoring the 12 scale open class. In the 7th spot, we have Tim Roden. In position 6, Tim Bowney. In position 5, Andy Cook. In position 4, Ryan Reynolds. In position 3, Ricky Vacal. In position 2 on the podium, Carter Sims. And taking the top step for the Berserk RC modified 12 scale, Alexander Hagberg. Alrighty, over to modified touring. Easily the most hotly contested modified class I've ever seen at a national, state or any level for Australian racing. The racing in this class was incredible. I really would have liked to see the 3 mains go off today in even the semi-damp conditions would have been, I think, pretty epic to see. I think everyone would agree with that. the closeness of all drivers in this heat, seeing the different top qualifiers every heat was just incredible, guys. And I think all modified drivers, anyone that gave it a go for this weekend, really deserves a pat on the back on those conditions. It was tough out there, but I think everyone deserves a pat on the back for trying and giving it a go at mod. So good on you guys. For the B main, we have our top three once again in the 3 spot in the B main. Jordan Isagen. In the 2 spot, Damon Davis-Perry. In the 1 spot, Brad Portelli. Now to the top 10 and TQ. Top qualifier for the Smokem ISTC modified class, going towards Simon Nicholson. Stay close. In position number 10, John Hughes. In position number 9, David Hung. In position number 8, Antoni Coretti. In position number 7, Sandy Yavazo. In position 6, Jeffrey Mackey. In position 5, Alexander Hagberg. In position number 4, Ryan Maker. And making the podium and the trip from Queensland in position 3, Jeff Hammond. In position number 2 on the podium, Brayden Stanley. And taking this top step, the top spot, running the Schumacher, Simon Nicholson.
On you, matey. Oh, no, it's all good. No? Okay. On you, matey.
Right, before everyone goes anywhere as well, guys, this has been a massive event, obviously. John's going to have a bit of a word from the committee about what they've done and everything along those lines. So here you go, John.
Thank you very much. All right, everyone. I just want to say a quick shout out and thank you to, firstly, all the participants, all the races that came down, local, interstate and international. Alex, thank you for very much for coming out. Daryl and Like for coming from overseas. We tried our best to put an event on that would set a new benchmark for you all, and we wanted to create an atmosphere, a race atmosphere that was second to none. We feel that we've done the best we possibly could, and we hope that you got the most out of it and enjoyed it the best you possibly could. For the committee that went above and beyond in the back end to make this happen, there was hundreds and hundreds of hours of their own time sacrificed to get it to go. So for that, we're very, very appreciative of your commitment, your dedication and support that you've obviously contributed to the club. To everyone that was racing, anyone that was support, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. To race media, Mitch on the mic, you created a beautiful atmosphere here that was second to none in my view, so thank you very much and job well done. Apart from that, safe travels home, wherever it is, close, near or far, and we hope to see you all soon again. So thank you.
I don't need that anymore.